Welcome to week 2 of your Lifescaping makeover. I hope you had fun building your vision board and have it posted somewhere that it can motivate you every day. This week, let's start to get into how to eat for good health and weight loss. One of the very first things you need to learn about nutrition is the importance of balancing your blood sugar and your insulin levels. I think that understanding how to balance this process will be one of the biggest factors in your ability to successfully take control of your health. As such, through the next 6 months, I'm going to teach you about how your body digests and how this process works. If your insulin is not well balanced, weight gain and disease begins to happen. For now, the very first place you need to start is by learning what macronutrients are and why they're important. Macronutrients are the basic component of the foods you eat and are also what your body uses for fuel and growth. There are 3 macronutrients, and you've probably heard of them. There are the proteins, then there's the carbohydrates, and of course the fats. Proteins are what your body uses to build itself. Carbohydrates are what the body uses to fuel itself, and fats are needed for lubricating your cells. Now, important point, I don't want you to be confused by the word fat. For many years now, the world's been telling us that fats make you fat. However, current scientific studies show that this is not necessarily the case. So erase that old wives' tale from your memory right now. The macronutrient word fat is, or in our case, refers to healthy oils like olive oils, coconut oil, avocado oil, flaxseed oil, ghee, and butter, and are a very important part of your nutrition. And contrary to what you likely believe right now, these don't make you fat. They will actually help you to lose weight. So moving on, as I mentioned once before, your body is constantly rebuilding and regenerating itself. When you eat proteins like meats, legumes, or dairy, they get digested and your body uses them to build all the different new cells that you need. Carbohydrates like breads, fruits, and vegetables get digested and turn into a kind of sugar that the body can use for fuel. This sugar is called glucose. The body transports this glucose to all the cells so that the cells can absorb it and use it to make energy. Insulin is the courier that the body uses to deliver this glucose to all the cells. Insulin is also known as a fat-storing hormone. That's because if you have too much glucose, your pancreas will make extra insulin, and this insulin will carry all of the extra sugars to the fat storage in the body. This is why learning how to balance the level of glucose and insulin in your body is so important to weight control. I want you to remember that if you eat a meal or a snack that contains just carbohydrates and not a good mix of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, your body releases a ton of insulin to try to deal with all this new sugar, and you end up diverting a lot of this sugar to your fat storage. However, if you eat a protein and a fat along with your carbohydrate, it helps slow down the digestion of the carbohydrate, which in turn slows down the production of the fat-building hormone, insulin. For now, understanding the importance of eating a balance of the 3 macronutrients, the proteins, the carbohydrates, and the fats, is eating lesson number 1. And this week, I'd like you to start eating some of all 3 macronutrients at every meal and snack. For those of you that are on the Metabolic Balance program, this is already a part of your plan. If you're not on Metabolic Balance, I've given you a handout with many examples of what common foods fit into each of the 3 macronutrient categories. This is to help you put them together into different combinations. And here's the good news. These are all real foods. There's nothing weird or prepackaged in any of this. You can buy it all at your grocery store. As we go along through the program, we'll talk more about tasty combinations and fun recipes for you. To help you get started, here are some tasty and healthy examples of snacks that I like. I love hummus. It's a great protein. It's delicious with cut up vegetables, and a great tip is to mix a little bit of olive oil into it. Olive oil is a very healthy fat for you, and it tastes great in hummus. Another great snack is an apple with almond butter. An apple is the carbohydrate, and the almond butter adds the protein and the fat you need. A handful of nuts like walnuts, pecans, or almonds are another great snack. You only need 8 or 10 of them, not a cup. Nuts contain all 3 macronutrients. And for those of you that are on metabolic balance, remember that there is no need for snacks. By following this eating recommendation for the others, you'll start to lower your body's production of insulin and give your body a chance to start using up its glucose at a normal pace. If you have any extra weight on your body, you may have a condition known as insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a precondition to diabetes type 2. Learning to balance your macronutrients and control the production of insulin in your body will give your body a chance to start to correct itself and help avoid the future potential of diabetes. If by any chance you've reached the point of diabetes, you should consider switching to our Metabolic Balance program, which was originally designed by a German doctor specifically to help try and correct that condition. The program is now used to rebalance your metabolism, which helps with all sorts of things like pain, eczema, psoriasis, weight loss, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, diabetes, and so on. Please print the handout that I included and put it on your refrigerator. This will help you get used to the good proteins, the complex carbohydrates, and the right fats that I want you to combine each time you eat. On the printout, underneath the list of healthy fats, I've added a list of healthier alternatives to the more starchy foods. Trying to minimize your consumption of starches like white potatoes or white rice, white bread, will be really helpful. So please consider the alternatives. And in conclusion, when you're trying to figure out how large to make your portions, make your protein about the size of your palm or a deck of cards. You can have up to about a 1/4 cup of the starches that I mentioned, like the sweet potato, quinoa, or wild rice, and then fill the rest of your plate with a salad and steamed vegetables topped with at least 1 tablespoon of good oil or melted fat. The oil will keep you from feeling hungry between meals, and your brain will love it. Don't be afraid to eat lots of vegetables. They contain a lot of vitamins, minerals, and this little thing called phytonutrients. These are the colors of your food. The more you have in your plate, or the more color your plate has, the healthier it is. And remember, Mother Nature provides us with all the real foods we need. Stay away from processed foods. So your challenge for this week is to eat all 3 macronutrients every time you eat. Remember to try and follow the list I've given you and change things up. Don't just eat the same thing over and over again. That way you'll get more nutrients from your diet, and this will start to make you feel and look better every day. Good luck, have fun, choose to be happy, and I look forward to seeing you next week.